is the one I'm going to talk about because this one here's got me upset. I bought this more new. It's been a while, maybe 5 years, but when I bought it, it was like $375 for the mower and $25 tax, so $400. And then I paid $125 for a 2-year extended warranty, so $525. I got a brand new mower. And I went down there and got this because my mom had got one down there. And it was exactly the same, and I liked it, and so I figured it was worth it. And the only reason I got the warranty is because I don't like working on stuff anymore. I know that it just wears me out to do this kind of stuff. And then on top of that, I know that there's going to come a day when I can't do it. So I was just kind of breaking myself in to paying other people to do stuff. So anyway, I had it a couple of years, warranty ran out, so I went ahead and renewed the warranty. And I guess another year went by, and I'm pushing this more. I went to start the mower and it wouldn't start. And I knew that it was the carburetor because that's the only thing it could be, and I had left it up over the off season with gas in it. You never do that. That's one of the things you never do if you have a lawnmower, no matter what you do. Anything that runs off of gas, if you don't use it every day, you need to drain the gas out of it, start it, and let it run until the line's empty. That's just a common rule that you have to go by, otherwise you're going to be stuck with junk that don't work. So I brought it down there, and they called me and said, sure enough, so it's a carburetor, it's $125. I said, that's good, go ahead and fix it. Well, I went to pick it up, and they gave me a bill for $125, and I said, well, this is under warranty. They said, no, it ain't. I said, well, why didn't somebody say, if this is out of warranty, why didn't somebody send me the warranty card? I said, well, we did, and they showed me the paperwork, and the warranty card had gone to my mama's house because there was a mix-up with my address and her address. So I'm like, okay, I just have to bite the bullet on it. It's like, it's not their fault. Somebody messed up somewhere, and it ain't me and it ain't them, but they're not going to pay. So I gave them $125. I brought the mower home, and I went to use it, and it wouldn't start. So I was like, I'm not bringing this down there. I'll do whatever I have to do. I'll do it myself. I pulled the filter off, and the carburetor was on there was covered with rust. It was the original carburetor that they charged me $125, even though I had always had a warranty, for a $10 carburetor, and then they didn't even give me the $10 carburetor. So I just called them and I said, look, I just paid $125 to get a carburetor put on my mower. I'm looking at a rusty carburetor. I know you didn't put a carburetor on this mower. If nothing else, give me a carburetor. Just send me a carburetor. I'll put it on myself. So they said, no, we can't do that. Bring the mower down here again. So I brought it down there. They sent it back. Instead of putting the carburetor on, they sent me a thing saying it needs a new engine. That's $300. Now we're talking about a $375 mower new, $375, and they wanted $300 to change the motor out. So I said, there's no way. Just send the mower back. I was really getting mad. So I went to pick it up. To get my mower, which needed nothing more than a $10 carburetor, they wanted another $125 for, what do you call it, checking out what was wrong with it. I'm like, you didn't have to check out what's wrong with it. I told you, give me a daggum carburetor and I'll put it on. I didn't need you testing my mower. So anyways, I knew the thing didn't need a new engine. And now so they sent it back, and we're talking about 6 months of back and forth. They finally sent me the mower with the carburetor. I came over here, I started it, ran perfect. I'm pushing it along, and the first thing that happens, this ball falls off. It's rotted off. And I thought, well, why in the world did that happen? And the next thing you know, the engine blew up. So I use this thing like, I cut about a quarter acre of grass and the engine blew up and the ball fell off. And here's the engine right here. And I thought, well, you know, I would have never imagined that engine was about to blow up. But I guess the people at Sears know what they're talking about. So I went ahead, I went to Harbor Freight, and I bought an engine for $100. And it was on sale. They're like $120 normally. I put it on the mower. And I figured, okay, now I got a new mower. Well, as I'm putting this engine on here, I get underneath it, and I see that the drive shaft, or engine shaft, crankshaft is rubbing against the axle because the bearings wore out and the axles wore out. that's when I realized I sent my perfectly good mower to Sears, needing a free carburetor. I ended up giving them $125, and when I picked it the second time, there was a lady down there that worked with my dad, because my dad retired from Sears. So they had already hit me up for however many hundreds of dollars on warranty. It's $375 on the mower.
Gee whiz.
They wanted another $125 for diagnosing that this thing needed a new engine, and then they stole my lawnmower. I know they stole my lawnmower. This thing here.
It's not yours?
No, it ain't no way in the world this is my mower. There's no way in the world that I had a wore out axle, wore out bearings, wore out ball head, wore out engine, and wore out carburetor when I brought it to them. I would have noticed that. But the engine's, it's the same kind of mower. But I mean, the thing was out of my sight for 6 months. So when I got it back, I didn't even think that they would have done something like that.
They switched it. Wow.
And I don't know what they did with my mower, but they just didn't want to work on it for warranty. They wanted more money, and I wouldn't give them more money, and so they gave me a destroyed mower and stole my good mower.
Gosh.
It ain't nothing I can do about it. Oh well. Let me go ahead and start. Oh, I want to show you. All it was really, when you put an engine on, and I'll probably do a whole video just about this engine. In fact, I wanted to throw that box away, but I'll probably keep it around just so I can do a separate video. When you put these things on, basically, if your lawnmower is under 30 years old, and it's something you got from Kmart or Walmart or Sears, or Penny's, and it's $100, $200, $300 more, it's going to have the same carburetor, it's going to have the same engine mounting pattern. Any cheap lawnmower that you've gotten in the last 30 years will take this Predator engine from Harbor Freight for now they're $120 regular price. All you got to do is bolt it to the body. I found 3 of the 6 holes that were on here lined up with this body, bolted on, and there was only 3 bolts holding the original engine on, so I felt like that was okay. The pulley bolted right on. Then of course, the pull rope, you just got to put it through the loop. And then it has this brake. Well, this brake is only useful on mowers that have a big steel blade. This has just got strings and it's on a belt, and so if you let go of the throttle, it stops moving, whereas a regular lawnmower, you have this brake. Well, I am going to take this brake right here and put a little spring on it, because it's nice to be able to turn the engine off just by pushing on that, so I don't want to wire it solid. But you're supposed to have a cable going up here, and since this is a trimmer mower, there's no place for a lever up here for that, and it's pointless anyway. Because this lever here is what does it. When you let go of this, then that disengages the spinner down there. So you don't have to have another cable hooked on here anywhere to run this brake, but you do have to have a throttle. And the throttle, that cable that was here was on this side, and it had a different kind of connection on it. I got this throttle off of that mower that's on the trailer, and that's basically all it took, is rigging the throttle, and of course strapping the cables down in a way that, these things, all of them hinge right here, so you can put this in the trunk of a car, so you have to have your cables so that they'll flex around that. So I did, and I strapped them down with these wire ties, whatever ties you call them. And that was it. That's the whole installation. It didn't really take me very long at all. I'm going to go ahead and start this just to show off that it will start.
So the Franken lawnmower is born.
Yeah, well, all of them are, because I had to, it's like all of these. See, this one here is one that somebody brought me, and it didn't have any of this stuff on it. Like there's something that's supposed to be up here that's gone, and then this was gone, and I found that, and I don't even know what kind of engine this is, but my carburetor bolted to it, and since this filter bolts to the carburetor, it worked. So this may be just another Briggs & Stratton engine. It's too rusty to get any numbers or anything off of it. This one here, I don't even remember what I did with this. I bought this without a ball. I had to buy a new ball, and let me tell you something about these. Is when you get these things from Sears, there's like a lever here, and you pull that lever and it allows you to move that ball up and adjust it. But after you cut about 10 feet of grass, that gets so plugged up that this never works anymore. Well, this is an obsolete kind of ball that they had originally, and it's not adjustable. And since the adjustable ones are only good the first day you get them, I figured getting the old obsolete kind would work for me. So I got that and bolted on. It was only $34. Normally like $75, $80 for a brand new ball for this mower. But that's one that, and you know, look, all of these, I'm going to get them all to where I can use them, and I'm going to store them away with no gas in them, and just keep one running. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to probably end up having to pay somebody to come up here and help me with this. And if I do, I don't want to pay somebody $150 a day to come sit and watch me work on the mower. So if we get out there and the mower breaks, I've got more. I want to have 4 of them here. 4 mowers, 4 chainsaws, 4 sets of loppers, so that I can hire people to come in here every now and then to help me, and I have all the stuff that I need. So anyway, let me go head back over here and start this mower. Sounds kind of funny. Hopefully ain't nothing wrong with it. Probably got a break-in period. I'll probably start it right now. Just let it run till it runs out of gas, and then come out here and put some more gas in it and go cut with it some more.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.